Hello guys, I'm here to talk about some cause-effect markers and expressions that you can use in your writing to show the relationship between a cause and its effect. This is also talked about in your book. It's on page 121. There's a chart there for some of these cause-effect markers, not all of them, so some are new from this presentation. So you might want to take some notes. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off my video and get to the examples. Okay, so let's look at these first two. First says, many car accidents result from poor judgment. We can also say many car accidents result from people texting and driving. So what's interesting with results from is it is followed by the cause. So the judgment is the cause, the texting is the cause. Notice that when we use result from, it has the preposition from, so it's followed by a noun. So in the first one, the noun is judgment. In the second one, the noun is a gerund, texting and driving. Now let's look at results in. So we can say drunk driving results in many car accidents. We can also say drunk driving results in people getting hurt. So results in is followed by the effect. So that preposition makes a big difference. Results in is the opposite of results from. And again, when we use results in, it's followed by a noun, or it can also be followed by a gerund. Okay, now let's look at some others. The first sentence says, as a result of Houston's climate, I have learned to enjoy mild winters. That is true. I don't like cold winters. Because of the car culture in Houston, I miss living in a walkable city. So first of all, when we use as a result of or because of, we have the preposition of, which means it needs to be followed by a noun or a noun clause. And when we use these two, as a result of and because of, we put them with the cause. Now let's look at noun clauses. We can also say, because of how cheap Houston is, I'm able to afford traveling. So how cheap Houston is a noun clause, and we can put a noun clause after a preposition. That's why we can say, because of how cheap Houston is. In the last example, again, as a result of how the people here act, I have become more friendly. So this is where we're using as a result of followed by a noun clause. Okay, so both of those are noun clauses. And again, we're showing the cause and then we're showing the effect. Okay, now let's look at these. So we were looking at as a result of, now we're just looking at as a result, so know of. So let's look at the first sentence. Houston is diverse, therefore people are open-minded. Two different sentences there. Second sentence, I spend a lot of time in my car during the week. As a result, I make sure to exercise on the weekends. Again, two different sentences there. The last one says, Houstonians are friendly people. Consequently, I have also become more friendly. So these are all transition signals. Therefore, as a result, consequently, thus is another one. And when we use these, we can use them in two different ways. We can put them after a period, or we can put them after a semicolon. Normally, they will start a second sentence, but they are still showing a connection between a cause and then an effect. When we use these transition signals, we always follow them with a comma. So you see, therefore, comma, as a result, comma, consequently, comma. Another one that is in your book is for this reason, and that has the same pattern. So I could say, Houston is diverse. For this reason, people are open-minded. Okay, so all of these are very useful ways to show cause-effect, but they are two different sentences. Okay, now let's look at these. The friendlier I become, the happier I am. The more expensive it is to live in the US, the more I appreciate living in Houston. The longer I live in Houston, the more I like it. So these are also showing cause and effect. This is where we use the with the comparative form of an adjective or an adverb. So friendlier because it's a short adjective, more expensive because it's a long adjective. So we use the comparative in both parts of the sentence, and we have a subject and a verb in both parts of the sentence. The book does not talk about these, but I think they're a very interesting way to show cause effect, especially if you don't want to be using because all the time, right? We use because probably the most, but you want to try and use other transitions if you can. So look again at page 121 in your book. It also talks about using due to, which is the same as because of. And if you have any questions, then you know how to reach me. So the most important thing is to make sure that when you're using these markers, that you have variety and that you use different ones at different times so that your writing is more interesting. Okay? Thanks.